Hello, my name is Maxim Kolmanov. I'm a project marketing manager at Tech Development. Today we'll be talking about hosting service. If you're seeking for information about hosting for your future or existing online store, you probably take it seriously and want to ensure it's always online and performs perfectly anytime. You're searching for the most reliable solution on the market. But at the same time, you're a businessman, a business person, and value your time and count your spendings. Let's sort things out and find the solution balance between the quality and the price. Because we both know that the most expensive is not always the best. So what is hosting? For most of the people living on Earth, hosting sounds like something virtual, like something that doesn't exist physically. That's almost the truth. Although you purchase hosting online, monitor it online, manage it online, at the same time you understand that there are technologists, hardware and people behind this virtuality. Why reliable hosting is so important? The answer is simple. Hosting is the foundation of any online business. Making a mistake here can result in a real drama in a little while. Fixing this mistake will take time and money, so it's a smart idea to make a research before the launch. So what is a good hosting? There are hundreds of points that play the part. Technologies, network, software, location and provider personnel. But any hosting starts in the data center, in the server rack. Data center is the brain and the heart of the internet. There are several points that you should consider choosing a data center to settle your business in. The data center has to be close to your client. It will ensure the fast and stable content delivery. Fast website means convenient navigation, positive customer experience, and finally results in a higher conversion. Additionally, load speed influences search engine rank. The faster, the better. Data center has to be secure, both digitally and physically. The best data centers have external security perimeter with the armed personnel and multi-level access system. On the digital layer, the data should be protected by the firewalls, encryption, access control, and activity monitoring software. The next point is the equipment of the data center, the live supporting systems. By this I mean the complex solutions which ensure the data center will work no matter what. These measures will include the protection from the natural disasters, from fire, from overheat, also from power surges or power outage. The data center has to have a backup internet connection, secondary power supply and stable cooling system. Without these measures, the stored data will be vulnerable to external dangers. This can lead to sudden website downtime, or to the data damage, or even complete loss. The technologies are constantly improving. While you sleep, while you work, while you are watching this video, the data centers would go broke if they tried to upgrade the hardware immediately after new releases. They do it constantly and gradually. But a good data center will always have an offer to use the top-notch hardware almost the very next day. And the last, but not least, point is support and service. The most important about support system is their competence and response time. Although you pay money for your server, you'll never be able to enter the data center. Support will be the only connection between you and your website physical storage. And in case something goes wrong, you want to be sure that someone is there who knows what to do and will react as soon as possible. Each data center is occupied with numerous server racks. Each rack looks like a locker with wires and blinking lights. It's usually pretty cool inside to prevent server from overheating. Each rack contains several separate servers that can have different hardware, software, different owners and serve different businesses. For the big companies, the servers can be united in a single server machine within one rack. For the major clients like banks, data centers unite several racks to provide very powerful units, which can even be located in a separate room with individual cooling system and power supply. The next step is hosting type. Earlier, it was a good example of a dedicated server. Dedicated servers have their own resources and usually a connection channel. Having a dedicated server is pretty expensive. Sometimes it's very expensive. You will need to pay for the server itself, you will need to pay for the traffic, you will need to hire an administrator or probably a couple of them. This is the best option for the companies from the security-sensitive industries. They have to keep and manage their data in a reserved ecosystem. Huge online retailers who have hundreds of checkouts a minute also choose a dedicated server. A physical server can be virtually divided into sections where each website resides within its assigned section. These sections are called Virtual Private Servers, or VPS. Each VPS acts independently of one another and has its own dedicated resources. VPS server is an option for the mid-sized business that needs the flexibility of a dedicated server for a smaller price. VPS users can install their own operating system and software, update it and make any changes to the environment. This type of hosting will require from you some technical skills to set up configuration and monitor the performance of the server. Or you can hire an administrator to do the work. VPS is less expensive than a dedicated server, but more expensive than a shared server. Shared hosting means you share resources of a server with different users. You don't have your own resources, only a part of them. For example, you have 10% of CPU or 20% of RAM. Nevertheless, shared hosting is very simple to use. Everything you need for a small business website is usually included into the plan. The provider usually takes care of the software and security updates. But this included also means that you're not allowed to change anything, like operating system or software. You take as it is. Additionally, what you do on the server may affect other users and vice versa. If your co-sharer gets penalized, it can influence the reputation of the IP, which you also will be using. However, shared hosting is very cheap. The most popular type of hosting nowadays is cloud. Cloud means that multiple servers are joined together to provide better and faster performance by completing and ensuring each other. This is the most balanced and sustainable hosting type. Cloud is flexible, scalable, and stable solution. That's why it's widely used by the businesses of any type and any industry. Cloud technology allows all resources like storage, RAM, CPU, transmission, and etc. scale quickly up and down with no limit. This is an affordable solution where price depends on the resources you actually use. And it's hassle-free. The provider updates all software, ensures its compatibility and performance. If you ask us, we vote for the cloud solutions. Advanced technologies, secure infrastructure, sustainable network, convenient environment for the developers. It can easily scale and grow with no limits and fits any type of business. Cloud industry has a leader whom we trust. It's Amazon, or Amazon Web Services Cloud. It provides maximum security, the best hardware, a global network of first-class data centers, and all the development tools that we need. Amazon is the huge machine with millions of clients, and it's physically incapable of guiding each and every one. Amazon gives you an ability to create a cloud-based server, 100 of tools to manage it, and leaves you on your own. Study, test, tune, optimize, do whatever you want, but remember that anything you use is chargeable. One step aside, and you have to pay an extra $100. To provide online businesses with the benefits of Amazon Cloud hosting and prevent them from unnecessary waste of money and time, we decided to create a business solution based on Amazon Cloud with all-in-one support service. It's not a regular hosting service, it's much more. We have the best data centers around the globe, 24/7 server monitoring, daily backups, and knowledgeable support. It's like having your own Amazon DevOps who does the entire work for you, a pocket Amazon wizard. So, what's inside? What makes this solution stand out, in addition to the fact that it's based on Amazon Cloud? Whatever you say, there can be too much of security. We're living in a digital century with all concomitant benefits and dangers. The next is what we include in our solution and what we think is a must-have for any hosting service of today. We back up all projects on the daily basis, and we don't keep copies on the same server or even in the same data center with the projects. We back up to a different data center. If something happens to a primary data center, we always have a copy in a different region. We use hard drives with redundancy to keep the website online if something goes wrong with the hardware. We update software with the latest security updates. We test them first and then release. We control and access. All our clients have SSH or SFTP type of access, and we monitor and log all user activities on the server. We have in-house security expert who is permanently monitoring our digital security perimeter. So we are ready to prevent hacker or DDoS attack anytime. And we also provide free HTTPS. This already has become an industry standard. We believe that hosting service doesn't have to be unbearably expensive or tiresome. The best hosting for the business is the one that you forget about because it works without any troubles. That's what we are building here. The service for your online business, not for you as a person. You only need to deploy and forget. You need to focus on marketing and business growth instead of digging down into the hundreds of server settings and even more setting combinations. The service that we provide will save your time for more important things like making money. Server configuration means a lot. The quantity of CPUs or RAM can play the part and speed up the server performance, but additional hardware always means additional cost. We know that it's not necessarily the only way. Sometimes the right combination of settings can make a server speed up without extra charge. We've done that already so many times and saved so much money for our clients. Any online retailer knows that traffic peaks happen during promotion campaigns or on Black Fridays. Doesn't matter, it just happens. And you have to have reserved resources to sustain those peaks. Because if you don't, the website will be overloaded with concurrent actions and will crash. That means the loss of time to return online and the loss of profit. At the same time, having spare resources all the time, even when you don't need them, and pay for them, that just doesn't make sense. That's when you feel the power of cloud. With cloud technologies, it's so easy to scale up and down almost instantly. It's a matter of minutes. You need more memory? Get it. You need more storage? Here you go. You don't need those resources the next day. Give them back. It's simple. And you pay only for what you use on an hourly basis. It's fast, it's simple, and it saves money. Our servers are development ready. You will have two levels of access: SSH, master access, and SFTP access for the developers. Each server is equipped with configured phpMyAdmin, MariaDB, and Jinx and Git. The server environment is ready for auto-releases, deploys, and migrations. We also keep the logs of each access and error in the project directory for easy access. The project test copies are also being stored in case we need to roll back. We see everything and keep everything. Now it's time to talk about the price. We're not hiding small prints, we don't make upsells, we are straight. We've made a very detailed pricing on the website to show our customers what they will pay for. I'll explain on the example of the basic plan, which costs $69. $30 of that $69 we pay to Amazon for the services. For instance, for storage and traffic, for DNS and etc. We take $39 for our work, for configuring and monitoring, for updates and backups, for support and protection, for fixing errors and keeping a website up, whatever happens. To be honest, sometimes Amazon can charge us more than $30, as their prices are floating depending on the resources we use, and we cover the difference with our internal resources. Our clients never pay more than the plan costs. I think we created a very fair pricing. For the cost of one custom development hour, our clients get the best cloud hosting in the world, backed up by the team of experts. That's pretty cool. At the beginning of the video, we were looking for the balance between price and quality. We found the balance in Amazon Web Services Cloud and created a comprehensive and complete business solution with a clear pricing. If you want to grow your online business, you need to have a strong foundation, a reliable hosting, and resources, which is time and money. Amazon Cloud gives our clients both.